With this bank holiday turning into a proper scorcher, there's one thing a lot of us are feeling right now, and certainly by the end of the day we will, and that's a slightly heavy, sluggish, why am I so tired feeling that comes with the hot weather. So today, we're asking this: why does the heat make us so exhausted when you might actually be doing absolutely diddly squat? Let's bring in Dr Lindsay Browning, a sleep expert and psychologist. Wake up, Dr Lindsay. How are you, madam?
I'm wide awake indeed.
Oh, I love you. You are wonderful. Thank you for giving up your Saturday afternoon for this nonsense. What is actually happening inside our bodies when the temperature rises? Why does it feel that we're so drained when it's hot?
Sure. Well, during the daytime, your body has to physically work harder to keep your temperature stable. That's why we feel so tired during the heat. Similarly, if we get really, really cold, we might feel extra tired because your body is putting so much energy when you're too hot into trying to cool you down. You're sending more blood to the skin to try to help you to cool down because the temperature of your blood means that once that heat dissipates, you start to cool down. And that helps, means that you start to feel really drained and feel sluggish. But then, of course, we get to the nighttime and the sleep. And heat is massively impactful on our sleep because to sleep comfortably, we need to be able to lose some heat overnight. Our body temperature, our core body temperature tends to drop by around 1 degree as we start to fall asleep. And if the room is really hot, then we can't fall asleep. So our sleep we might have less sleep, it might be more fragmented. And of course, then we'll feel even more sluggish and tired the next day because we haven't had a good night's sleep.
It's really tricky, isn't it? I mean, last night was one of those examples. It was a very, very warm night. You leave your windows open a little bit just to get a bit of fresh air in. And all you hear is cars. You know, if you zooming past or a bird. Birds are nice, but they do wake you up. That's the thing, don't they? If you sleep light, it wakes you up. So effectively, really, it's the body's effort to cool down is what's made you're working harder to stay at a normal temperature. So you just get tired working.
Yeah, exactly. If you think about people who live in really hot climates, they'll do practical things like they'll stay out of the sun. Whereas in the UK, we see the sun and we just want to run into it because we're like, oh my goodness, hooray, it's sunny. Whereas if we paced ourselves and we stayed in the shade during the middle of the day in the hottest hours, if we wear cooler clothes, if we keep ourselves hydrated during the day and just walk a little bit slower, take everything just a little bit down a little notch if it's really hot, then we won't be heating ourselves up and needing to expend all that energy to cool ourselves down again.
It's interesting. And I think actually you touch on a point that makes the difference between great fun in the sun and not so much fun in the sun. It's whether or not you got a good night's sleep. Is there an ideal temperature for sleep? And, how far off are we during heat waves like this? Sure. I mean, is there because when the room is cool, it just feels like it's more conducive to sleep, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, there's kind of a Goldilocks zone, and there are differences because generally older adults might need a warmer room than a younger adult, but typically somewhere between 16 to 19 degrees Celsius is kind of the sweet spot, but it's very individual, it's different for every single person. And of course, at the moment, today, the temperature is going to get to 28, 29, 30 degrees. If your bedroom is so much hotter than that sort of the ideal temperature we'd like it to be overnight, then we can struggle to fall asleep because we're just too hot. We can't cool down very easily. We might start to sweat, which again makes us physically uncomfortable. We're tossing and turning in the wet the sweat, which is disgusting. So it's really important.
You paint very vivid pictures, Doctor. Well done.
I'm sorry. It's my job. So all we can do is two things. Firstly, try to keep our bedroom as cool as possible during the day, because what we don't want is to let our bedroom heat up a lot during the daytime, which if you leave the windows, the curtains open, the windows open during the day, then what you're doing is you're allowing that sunshine, that warm outside air to come into the bedroom, warm it up, especially if your bedroom is in a house and on the top floor, then heat rises, it'll get even hotter. So we want to try and avoid that. So do try to keep your curtains closed during the day and your windows closed during the day in the hottest part of the day. And then in the evening, when the sun starts to set, you could maybe open your windows at that point to let some air in to sort of cool the bedroom down. But secondly, we have to just cut ourselves some slack and know that we're not going to sleep amazingly during a heat wave. It's not going to last forever. It's maybe until Wednesday. It's not ideal, but it is a few days. everyone can cope with not the best night's sleep just for a few days. So we want to do all we can to keep ourselves cool, wear less clothes at night, wear more breathable clothes, maybe don't sleep with your duvet, maybe use a fan. It won't cool the room, but it'll help airflow, which will help you feel more comfortable. Maybe have a cool shower before bed, not a cold shower, but a cool shower, just to help you just cool down a little bit. Make sure you're
So it's basically dropping the body temperature, isn't it? Yeah, it's just basically dropping your body. There's another thing that I remember talking about last time on the radio when we had heat like this. And if you've got an electric fan and you put a bowl of ice cubes in front of it, it actually blows colder air towards you.
Yeah, so it's a great sort of cheaty version of a sort of air conditioning machine.
I'm a total cheat at life. Honestly, I'm Mr. Life Hack. You've got to be
careful. Make sure that just to be safe, make sure that it's not near any children. The cables can't.
Heavens, all that. Yes,
the fan won't hit it. All that stuff. But as long as it's safely done, then it's a great way of just blowing that cooler air from the ice into your room, keeping
you
it
are
a bit cooler.
Wonderful, Dr. Lindsay Browning. I'll tell you something. You should have been a presenter on Blue Peter with information like that. You're wonderful. Now, my late nan, used to, on a hot day, the windows would be wide open and she'd come through with her tea tray with steaming hot cups of tea and say, "That'll cool you down." Was she right?
Well, having in hot countries, often they will serve warm tea during the heat. So it's very difficult. It's very individual. But the idea is that if you're having a warmer drink, at least you are staying hydrated, which really helps you. And as that sort of heat starts to cool down, it might help you feel a bit cooler. But it's really individual. And I would say if you're feeling thirsty, grab a cold drink, grab a warm drink. It doesn't really matter as long as you're drinking.
I love you. You are fantastic. So we are tired at this time of year when it's hot because basically our body is working hard to keep our temperature normal.
Yeah, exactly.
You are brilliant. Dr. Lindsay Browning, sleep expert, psychologist, all-round good egg and Blue Peter presenter in the making. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.